Hello, everybody. Wow, thanks for getting here before me. Nothing like showing up to a full house. So good to be with all of you. And thank you so much for helping me celebrate my birthday month. The actual birthday is tomorrow, Aries. And a lot of people think it explains a lot about me that my birthday is tax day, April 15th. I guess maybe that's why I love the irresistible offer so much. Always playing with moving the money, right? Keeping it in flow. And you can bet your patootie that taxes were always done early in my life because I didn't want to be dealing with them on my birthday. Anyway, today is a day for us to come together, and I really just want to be here, really celebrating my own gift and celebrating your gift. And this is the best way that I could think of to honor my mastery and honor your mastery at the same time. So just thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I also want to share that I'm being supported today by Vinny Gerasi from Invincible Works. They are this incredible company that has taught me about YouTube, where we are here today, and also handles my YouTube, my Instagram, and supporting me in doing this YouTube Live. It's the second one that I've done. I'm really enjoying it. Highly recommend if you are not yet playing on YouTube that you put it on one of your goals for this year because it is the place to be for a lot of us. So you may see Vinny in here making comments, supporting me, and I may even ask him out loud if I need help finding my way around in any way. So let's see who we've got here today. We've got Sean, great. Ken, I've heard so much about you. I love these names. Real So For Lives. That's one of my favorite things to say. Be do have. Oh boy, does that change our life, Ray, or what? When we start thinking in the be do have framework. And thank you for the happy birthdays. So today is really a working session. It's not like TV show Lisa going to teach all this stuff that you're going to use later. My invitation is that you really take a look at your offers. What is it that you are offering? How do you make your offer? Where do you feel, this is what I really want to help you with, is where do you feel like snagged sometimes or tongue tied, or the experience that, people like, they just love what you have to say. They love your work. They love you. But yet when it comes to actually jumping the broom and making the investment, it's not happening. I like to call this, they love you, but they don't buy from you. And that is solvable. It's not really a you problem. If you were watching some of the videos and content I put out in the last week, it's really more of an offer problem. And that's great news because offer problems are pretty easy to solve when you start to learn what it takes to make an offer irresistible and truly to what I call invite pursuit, right? So instead of pursuing business, pursuing your ideal client, how can you invite pursuit? And those are the things that I'd love to get into today in response to the questions that you have. So the more that you can share with me the real things that you're dealing with, the more I can, make this specifically applicable to something you can use right now, like literally give you a tool, give you a structure, give you something that you can run with. By the way, I have notes all over my screen of things I want to cover today. So pardon the wandering eyes. It's mostly just that I want to make sure to cover a lot with you in, just a short period of time. I'm not sure how long we'll be here today, maybe an hour, kind of depends on, how much you would like help and coaching with your offers. Although I do have some things prepared for you. So again, it's a working session. It's not a presentation. There's not a slide deck. It's really around you, what you're currently working on. And this irresistible offer and high ticket selling coaching jam, I guess you could say, so there's irresistible offers and there's high ticket. So anything over $2,000, I consider high ticket, can go all the way up to infinity. For myself, from stage, I made offers up to $100,000 that people would buy on the spot. And I've done that for, decades. If we haven't met, by the way, I am Lisa Sasevich. I've been known in the last 15 years as the queen of sales conversion, and that's my jam. Really, the people who love my work are people that love what they do. We're mission driven, right? We're here to make a difference. We'd practically give it away if we thought they would use it. I mean, we just want to share from our education, our expertise, our school of hard knocks, the things that we've learned that we feel could make a difference for somebody else. And we get challenged sometimes, right? My ideal client gets challenged because we are so heart-centered, so mission-driven and generous in many cases that sometimes you may find that you undersell yourself. You may find that you've hit a ceiling of like how much dollars for hours can you trade, and there's not much more in your current format, that not much bigger you could grow because you don't have any more hours, and it's time to make a shift in what it all comes back to your offer. So, you'll find that when you hang around here, that all roads in business lead back to the irresistible offer. If you're in a hobby, then fine. You don't need to make an offer. I'm figuring you're unlimited budgeted somehow, or even I was going to say even if you're a not for profit or a nonprofit, but honestly, a lot of my clients are nonprofits because they need to make offers as well, right? So anyway, so that's what we're working on today. So irresistible offers, or how to give yourself a raise with high ticket selling, all these things are applicable. Also, offers can be made from lots of different places. So we've got one-on-one offers where we're maybe on Zoom with someone on the phone, or in a one-on-one consult, or an in-office appointment for some of you that are practitioners. There are formats for making those offers one-on-one. Then there's formats for making your offer what we call one-to-many. That might be you on a live stage. That might be you like this on a YouTube live or on Zoom. You might be making your offer. You could be in a masterclass, a webinar, something specifically designed to drive to your offer. All these things have structures, and that's really what we teach. Some of you may be making offers from live events. So anything goes when it comes to the offer. But really, what I want to know is, where are you now with your offer? So I'm going to post a couple questions here just to get us, and you'll see. Let's see, I've got them in my document here. The questions that you'll see here, and if your name is something other like Be Do Have's name is Ray. Thanks, Ray. Welcome, Ray. But the questions you'll see here, and if you want to post and allow me to give you some help today, is you can put your name if you want to be called your actual name versus maybe what your handle is here on YouTube. But what you do in one sentence. I help people stay symptom free from multiple sclerosis. I'm just thinking of some of my clients. I help people get on stage after women over 50 get on stage and win fitness competitions. So something as simple as that. Who you do it for might be inherent in that sentence. And then the one thing that you think keeps people from saying yes to your offers. Is it that you're tongue-tied and you don't make the offer, or you feel it's not clear? Like what is it that you think is keeping people that are not saying yes, that should be, that it's like you are the person to help them? What do you think's in the way? Or, and it could be something with them or something with you, but this is a good way to get the party started. Okay. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to share in this first part. Today is really a taste of something that I do every month ongoingly, called the Monetize Your Mission Mentorship. And this came to pass a little over a year ago. I had wound down my big events. So we did, to give you an example of my own ability to make offers, for over 10 years, every 6 months. So let's say in a 10-year period, we did 20 events, usually with 300 to 500 people in the audience. And I would use the format that we teach called Event Profit Secrets, and I would make my irresistible offer from stage. And we would sell over $1 million, on one occasion over $2 million from the stage, me making my offer to my audience for our high ticket mastermind program called the Sales Authenticity and Success Mastermind. Some of you may have participated in that. And that program was $25, $50, or $100,000 per year per person. And so that's how we were, doing $1 million events every 6 months. We'd also be online doing online launches and do $1 million online launches. So I've got some experience with those, as well as I talk to people directly using our high ticket selling system and be offering packages anywhere from $2,000 to $100,000. Still doing that today for people who choose to work with me on a VIP level. So I call myself a mentor versus a coach. Because I think sometimes the coach can give the impression, like in sports, where maybe they're out of shape and on the sideline, but they're not necessarily kicking the ball or batting. And I feel like for me, these are just my personal definition. In mentorship, I'm doing it. I'm on the stage, I'm doing the YouTube live, making my offer one to many. I'm speaking to people on the phone who want to work with me VIP, making my offers. And so I like to stay in practice. I am in practice. And the thing I can tell you is that it really the principles that you'll learn here today, and should you choose to work more closely with me in mentorship or in some form, they're timeless. A lot of the things that I put out in 2018 or 19, I look at them to see if they need an update, but it's like the system still works the same. The markers that you need to hit to move people from interested to invested are still the same. And that's what's beautiful about investing. Maybe this is the year for you where you invest not to go take a sales course where you're overcoming objections and you're doing all these like strategies and tactics that don't feel like you, but you invest in what are the markers you need to hit? What are the things you need to bake in to support your ideal client in saying yes now, in stepping into that possibility now? There's a reason you've met. There's a reason they've come to you. There's a reason they were referred to you or found you online, right? Or you sat next to each other on the airplane. What is it you need to be ready with so that you can help that person move over the line and actually start to work with you? Whether you're a coach, an expert, an in-office practice, these markers that you need to build in, they really do work across the board. So today's like a sample of Monetize Your Mission, you could say. Now, the difference is that in the Monetize Your Mission mentorship program, we're meeting twice a month on Zoom with a small group. We're working on offers the way we're doing today. And you actually are on Zoom, so you can talk to me. We don't have that set up like that today. So I'm just going to be asking for you to be active in the chat in order to get the most benefit. I'll keep yapping either way, but my love is to be able to apply it straight to you. And what is it that had you invest the time to jump on here today? So let me show you a little something here. What is on the table, and then I'm just going to jump right into offers. I'm looking to see if anybody's posted the answers to the questions yet. Oh, I see Dr. Kat. Hello. Let me see if I can say your name right. I hope, please forgive me if I didn't, but Dr. Katja, and you're a spiritual counselor. You work with high achievers who are doing everything right, but feel like their next level isn't fully opening. And the challenge has been how to explain the benefits when it's a non-tangible. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you something. The way you just said that, Dr. Katja, is so accurate that there is a whole different way to explain what we do when we are not shipping a box. It's an intangible. And this is exactly where you want to be. My whole work for the last 20 years is really, how do you sell your service, your expertise, the intangible? How do you make your intangible offer feel tangible to your ideal client? And so I talked about this a lot in some of the videos leading up to today. And I'll share with you now and then I'll show you what we've got going on today with our special birthday offer and a little bit about Monetize Your Mission. But one of the ways of how you make your intangible feel tangible is by taking the time to extract from you. So pick your own brain, what I call and you may want to write this down, unique branded system. So our acronym UBS, unique branded system. And it's kind of my stuff. One of the things you'll see that I suggest you model is it is named exactly the outcome that it has. So my Nail Your Offer program, guess what that's about? It's about nailing your offer. We are the registered trademark holders of the term speak to sell. It's practically become an industry term, but guess what speak to sell teaches you? Speak to sell. And monetize your mission. Guess what we do there? We monetize your mission. So I highly recommend modeling that. And underneath those cool names that say exactly what we do, and the outcome is all baked in, and we have a formula for making those names. So each one of you, can use this formula to pull together the name that is outcome laden, describes what you do, and it's said in the word of your ideal client. So these are all like markers when I talk about like sort of using the roadmap. And so, Dr. Kacha, if you haven't already, the assignment is to really get clear on the outcome that you provide. And it sounds like you know that you work with high achievers. They're doing everything right, but their next level just isn't opening up. They're like stuck at that ceiling before their next level opens. And you want to pick your own brain as if someone came and said, can I, like they probably do to you all the time. Hey, Dr. Kacha, can I pick your brain about how to have like my next level be clear to me? And you would go to Starbucks and you would like, bleed on the table, just give them everything. And then they go, and oftentimes because they haven't invested, they generally don't do anything with it. That's the problem with giving it away. So that when people invest, when they pay attention. So your job and each of our jobs as experts is to pay attention to the process we use to get that result. So in your case of helping people open up, you're like, well, first I, talk to them about where they are and, what's their current circumstance. And then I usually extract their vision of like where they want to be or anything they can see about it. And then I have them do this, specific, and I'm just making this up. Of course, if we were in Monetize Your Mission, I'd be able to hear from you more directly. So pardon that. But so we take you through a process, and this process exists in a digital program we have called Nail Your Offer that over 15,000 people have used to help them make their intangible offer feel tangible so that people can say yes. And so inside Nail Your Offer, there's an exercise on exactly how to pick your brain. The starting of it, so you can do today, is start to pay attention when you're working with people on the things that you do, the steps that you take, the things you recommend over and over. And my recommendation is that you have a Sharpie and a sticky note pad nearby. And every time when I always recommend that they read X book, right? Read X book. Right here, right? And then you're working with someone and you're always ask them to take this specific assessment, right? Or some of you have people take certain labs, or, you're like, go in your kitchen and take out everything that's white flour, white sugar, or, maybe you're a wardrobe or image consultant and you always tell people to like go in their closet and pull out everything they haven't worn in 6 months. I want you to write and start paying attention, all of you, to the things that you do over and over to help your clients get results. Because then, should you decide to get inside of Nail Your Offer, I'll tell you about how you can actually get that free today. Then you will have started the process of picking your brain so that we can then organize it into a system. I like to take, all 50, 60 stickies and put it into a 5-step system, 5 main categories of how you help people. And then that becomes your unique, because it's yours, branded, because we have a specific process for helping you name that system or method or roadmap or blueprint. So we actually have a sheet inside of Nail Your Offer that has about 60 different descriptors. Like, so I have the Speak to Sell formula, right? We have our Nail Your Offer system. We have the Monetize Your Mission mentorship. Those last words are descriptors. So you put all that together, and that becomes that is what, Dr. Kacha, makes your intangible. You said explain the benefits when it's non-tangible. This is how you do it. You organize your knowledge. We name the baby. We do it in a way that has a tangible name. An outcome-laden name that is also using your ideal client's words. So all that comes together inside Nail Your Offer. That's like the quick descriptor, the Reader's Digest version. And what you can do from being here today, because I really want this to be a working session, is you can just start paying attention to every step you take. Pick your own brain. Get those sticky notes out. And why we want stickies is because when we work together, we're going to organize those into groupings so that they become a system you can name. And there's a lot of reasons that I like to break it into 5 steps. A lot of that has to do with when you make your offer from the stage or from a Zoom, one to many, that we have a unique way to be able to use those 5 steps to help people move into their yes. Okay, and that's inside of our speak to sell. But I'll leave it there for the moment. I really appreciate you putting that in, and I would love, Dr. Katja, if you got some value from that, if you would let me know, like your aha or what you saw or what action you might take, I can kind of keep helping you there. So yes, I pronounced your name right. You have a 5-step process, but you might need to rename it into something hotter. Absolutely possible. Prior to picking your brain, guys, and extracting your own system, inside Nail Your Offer, we have something called offer communication. That's the first exercise. And that's where we really extract the words that you want to name your things. And we extract them from, here's a tip, a client that you've loved, that you'd love 10 more of, or 100, or 1,000 more of. We ask you some specific questions about that client, and we ask you to kind of channel them like as if you were them. And here's my thinking on this. My thinking on this is that if there's a client you love that's gotten incredible results with your work, right? And you want a bunch more, then let's extract the verbiage from that person and then put it back out into the market. Kind of like if you caught a certain fish with certain bait, you would want more of that bait and put it back in the out in the ocean to catch more of that fish. So it's not really rocket science, or for those of you more scientific, if you took a biopsy of a person that you loved working with, that you wanted 10 or 100 or 1,000 more of, and we grew that biopsy out in our marketing, then we would hopefully those cells would grow into many more people. I'm not even going to do a sports analogy, because then you would just all hang up right now, because I fail those every time. But you get it. I got the science one. Okay, there's a few other folks that have taken the time here. Let's see, power affirmation. I help people shift their mindset to conscious creation. Okay, integrate intentional living in day-to-day living. So feel embodied connection. Maybe my offer is not clear enough or too varied. Oh, these are such great examples. I so appreciate you. I know that you've worked so hard, and if you do want to let me know your name, power affirmation. Oh, Betsy. Okay. Um, we have something. Thanks, Betsy. We have something that I spoke about again in this week's video and talk about a lot in the Monetize Your Mission mentorship, that has to do with really using the exact words and phrases of your ideal client. And you can kind of tell when you've got there, because it sounds like what I'll call pillow talk. It's like this, Betsy. If I rolled over into the morning in the morning, and I wanted to say something to my fiance, newly engaged, just got engaged at Burning Man. Yes, your dreams can come true after 50. Yeah, there is hope. I didn't start my business, by the way, till I was like 40. And we did over $50 million in sales in the first decade of that business. So just for some of you who are thinking it's too late, or you're late to the game, nah, you're just in the perfect right place right now. And I'm so here for you. So anyway, the thing with the pillow talk and the pillow test, you may have caught it in one of my videos. Oh, thank you. Is that if you look at what you wrote, Betsy, it is so thoughtful, and I can tell you've put work into this. And the challenge is that I don't wake up, roll over groggy, and say to Brett, "Wow, babe, I really want to shift my mindset into conscious creation. I've just got to find a way to do that. I want to integrate my intentional living," right? I need to feel that embodied connection. Maybe I'd say that. So that's where we can up level, using the process inside Nail Your Offer of, the specific questions, channeling someone you've helped and how they would actually talk about their transformation. So it's not that it's not clear enough. It's just that it's not yet passing the pillow test. So I hope that gives you like a place to start. And I'll show you a few things in my examples here, but I would love to know if that makes sense to you first, Betsy. Let me take you guys over and show you kind of what I got going on for my birthday offer and where we could play more together. And I also want to show this because I think for a few of the questions I saw here, oh, good, that made sense. Okay, perfect. And yeah, looking at testimonials is a great way to do it. like it's not the main assignment we give, but some people do that, and you do see their exact words. So I love that. It means you got what I'm saying. So I love that. Let me show you a couple other people because this kind of ties into Dr. Kacha's question and also yours, Betsy. And if anyone else, I'll go ahead and post the questions again for anyone that's just joined us. If you would like some help around your offer, I'll go ahead and post the three questions. And if you want to answer those here in the chat, I can give you some feedback. But by way of continuing to contribute, I want to show you real quickly what I've got for you. Hold on, let me make sure I open the right screen. I think it's this one. Let's hold on a second here. All right. I'll find out. Yes. Woo. Okay. If you guys could type yes, if you can see my screen, I'm sharing my birthday special. If you wouldn't mind just typing yes in the chat. So I know that a few of you are seeing this, just yes, 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 yes. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Perfect. And then there's the questions that if while I'm showing this to you, you want to answer, I can do a little bit more offer coaching with you. But what we have going on until it's for today and until midnight tomorrow, my actual birthday. Okay, great. Thank you, Ken. And Elijah, thank you. Is that we have a special on the Monetize Your Mission mentorship, which is an ongoing mentorship that I do to help you keep your offers front of mind. And what I've found is that when people make sure they're always looking in their calendar, what events am I going to? I mean, even I was going to like a social event in Utah with about 20 people for 4 or 5 days. We put together a little social gathering. I had four of the women there and one guy join the mentorship because I was ready with a little special offer for my friends because we always end up talking business. And then they're always like, Lisa, how can I get you in my pocket? I want you in my pocket. I'm like, well, this is how. So, and there's also a lot of the people that were in my 25, 50, and $100,000 masterminds over the years that are in this program. Because again, every time they get away from putting their offer front and center, their revenue declines, their number of clients decline. And so many of them say, gosh, now that I just have this touch point with you and this work, I'm back to my $30,000 months, my $70,000 months, my $20,000 months. And I'll show you some ways that we do that. But anyway, if you would like to have people not just love you, but also say yes to working with you and to have my coaching to help you do that on an ongoing basis, a place where you can just do working meetings, almost like I'm your sales director. And every other week, you're going to come onto the call and you're going to do the work to say, okay, I'm going to this conference as a participant. How am I going to be ready to get clients there? Hey, I'm speaking on this podcast. Exactly where am I going to lead people to make sure that I'm getting strategy sessions? Or I've got a retreat coming and I really want to make sure to make an offer on the back end. I'm so happy that I, can think about this a month in advance instead of the night before. Or for some of you, you're helping people one-on-one in your office or through coaching, and they've bought 5 sessions, 10 sessions with you. You're on session number 10 and you're thinking, oh gosh, I really want to keep working with this person. Well, the time to think about it was on session number 7 or 8. And if you're in Monetize Your Mission, we'll make sure you do that because it's too little too late when you're already at the end, the last day of your coaching program, the last one-on-one session, the last day of your event, and you're scrambling to make an offer. It generally doesn't go anywhere near as well as it could. And you can 10x your revenue just by that. And so that is why I have Monetize Your Mission. I am on your sales team. Who better, right? So normally Monetize Your Mission is $397 a month. It's a deal compared to what you'll make back from focusing on your offer with me. And we're doing a birthday special for a limited time where you can do your first month for $197. And the cool part is you get all kinds of things, which you'll see. I'll put the link here so you can actually go directly here. It's lisasasevich.com/mentorship. I'll go ahead and post it here. And so you can be looking at this page. But the cool thing about this is the minute you register, you get access to the Nail Your Offer course that helps you make your intangible tangible with the unique branded system. It helps you with the words that you were just asking about, Betsy, the exact process to transform what you wrote there into something that actually would pass the pillow test. Dr. Kacha, we've got a process for helping you pick your brain and then name your unique branded system. And that's a $500 program that you could go get. But when you register for the mentorship, you get that $500 program today. They'll open right now. So if you want to like do it, work out it through the weekend, and you get the 2 calls a month with me on Zoom for 90 minutes with a small group. There's usually like, I don't know, 10 people. There's probably 50 people in the mentorship, but people are coming in and going, or some listening to the recordings, or they just want to have access in the community to asking me direct questions. They just want me in their pocket for their offers. So there's plenty of time to ask questions. So after the $197 a month, then we lock you in at $297 a month with our new member rate. So you never pay the $397 a month when you do this special. And you can literally reply to any of our emails. You don't even have to search for how to get in touch with us. All our reminders, all our emails we send out. And if you ever want to cancel, you just cancel. We won't charge you for the next payment. You'll stay for the remainder of the last payment you made, and you can cancel. I do not want to hold anybody in here that's not like just, grateful to be there. This is really a place where we do offer work, and you learn so much, even if you just come and listen. And you immediately get the $500 Nail Your Offer program. No contracts, no staying for a year, any of that. So there's lots here. There's, oops, my video popped out. Anyway, if you click the button to register, yes, I want Lisa's eyes on my offer, it'll take you down the page. And there's 2 ways to get signed up. You can sign up for $197 a month for your first month, and then it goes to $297 a month after that. So you'll save $100 on that first month, and you'll get the Nail Your Offer program, coaching live with me twice a month. So you can do the monthly. And then for some of you who would like to also get our $2,000 high ticket selling program included free, you could pay for the year. You'll save about $500. So for $3,000, you'll get Nail Your Offer, you'll get a year of coaching with me, and our high ticket selling system will open for you. And that's literally our exact structure for taking people from cold to sold on one call or one office visit, and exactly how to hit the markers to have that happen. I wanted to open this because I wanted to show you and give you some insider tips from 3 people that are in the mentorship. They're represented on this page, and I realized that I could show you so much by sharing not just their testimonial, but the coaching behind it. And I'll tell you, here is my commitment for those of you that would like to go ahead and join me in Monetize Your Mission, is that you invest 3 hours, right? So that's 2 90-minute calls a month, 3 hours a month, and about $300 a month, right? Eventually it'll be $297 a month after your first month. And you use my coaching and the high impact tools. Every month you get a different tool. One month it was VIP days. Another month it was the mastermind offer formula. How do you pitch from stage? Like, how did I do those $1 million pitches? Right now we're working on positioning yourself with your Speak to Sell Talk title. So if you're going to be speaking, how do we make that title so juicy that you're getting booked easily? So I'm pulling from all our different courses and systems and bringing those into the mentorship. And so if you invest 3 hours and $300 a month and use my coaching and high impact tools, my commitment is to support you in increasing your income by $3K to $30K a month. And I feel like I'm undershooting, to be honest, because if you use these systems and you focus on your offer instead of your offer being the last thing you think about, your business and your life will change. I'm going to show you how this works. Here's 3 people you may have seen me talking about on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook in the last week as we've been leading up to today. Let's see. I'm just seeing if anyone else posted in the chat. Oh, the 3 questions. Okay, I'll keep going then until I see one of you pop up who would like coaching. The questions are right there. Post in the chat, your name, what you do and who your offer's for, and then what you think keeps people from saying yes to your offer, right? Or a question that you have. So I'll keep an eye here. Anyway, meanwhile, just to continue to give you value and invite you. So I'm inviting you to register for Monetize Your Mission. Again, it's my best way to honor my gifts and your gifts and put them together. In fact, you could join us for this Thursday's call and you'll get Nail Your Offer today. So you can start working through that. But here's 3 people and exactly what happened. And these are 3 different ways that you might make your offer. So like this is Cindy. And Cindy is a mortgage industry professional who's done very well. And now she teaches other mortgage industry professionals how to do as well as she's done. Right. And so she has a high ticket offer for mortgage industry professionals. It ranges, I think, from $5,000 and above. She was going to speak on a stage and she wanted to get qualified strategy sessions. So, like discovery sessions, strategy sessions. So, she came to Monetize Your Mission Mentorship and she told me, I've got a stage coming up. It is about 800 people, if I think. And I really want to make my presentation. I'm not allowed to sell, but I'd like to offer free strategy sessions, but I want qualified people. I don't want just every tire kicker taking these sessions. So we do call them qualified free sessions. Again, you can see, very specific about words. So she wanted qualified free sessions. So we worked on that in the mentorship. I coached her. That's how it works on Zoom. So we're interacting versus the chat. It's a little different than this. We get to actually talk. And everybody else that was there is getting the value too, because they're planning to also, speak on stage and get strategy sessions. The most strategy sessions she had ever got from doing a talk was 10. She had done a talk before and gotten 10 strategy sessions. This time, because it was such a big audience, her goal was to get 50. She was like really stretching and she wanted 50. So here's the coaching for you guys that are doing this or want to use this model. We made 2 changes to what she was planning to do. One was how she positioned her strategy session offer from the stage. That's what I want to talk to you about today. And the other was the story that she used to introduce herself. So give me a thumbs up, a yes, or something in the chat. So, because I don't want to yammer on about this if it's not what you guys are working on, I can go to a different example. But if you think that you'll be speaking and you'd like from your speaking, whether it's live or Zoom, let me know here with a yes if you would like to use speaking to get qualified sessions that you could then talk to people and turn them into clients. So if this is a value to you, I can go deeper into the changes that we made and literally give you the specific things so that you could use those things if you're wanting to speak and get clients. So it looks like Dr. Katja, this would apply to. Is there anybody else this would apply to? I will for sure share it with you here. Anyone else this would apply to, where you're speaking on a podcast or you're speaking on a stage or you're doing webinars and you're doing presentations of some sort and you would love for those presentations to result in clients. Anybody else that's here today have that desire? All right. Well, then, Dr. Couch, I'm going to give this to you. Okay, Betsy too. Yay. All right, good. Well, I really want to hit the mark for you guys today. Rockstar, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Okay, great. My Rockstar BDK. I love it. Let me know your name if you want to. So here's one of the things we did. When people make strategy session offers, it's really common. Here, I'll come off and by the way, the upshot of this is that she got not just 10, not just 50, she got 103 strategy session applications, 10 times the most that she'd ever gotten. And oh, hi, David. Cool. And those sessions resulted in $350,000 in sales from one talk. Right. So let me come back to you and I'll tell you exactly so you can have like an example of what do I mean when I say in Monetize Your Mission, we give you specific structures. So here's what we did. A lot of times when people make an offer to speak with them, whether it's paid or free, they almost do it apologetically or they're very light about it. They don't really lean into the magnitude of the value of what it is that you are giving, David, Betsy, Dr. Katja, Elijah, Ken. When you offer to speak with someone, I mean, you're this expert that's paid $200 to $2,000 to $20,000 an hour. I know there's a range of how you each value your time. We're going to help you increase that for each of you. And so what happens is a lot of times we offer these sessions and we kind of give them away like we don't lean into the value. So there's 3 things. This is where you might want to write this down. 3 things that you need to include when you make your strategy session offer that really help people realize what an incredible offer this is and to take you up on it. And that's how she got 103 applications. So number 1, you always want to give your strategy session your discovery session, whatever you call it, you don't want to call it that. You want it to have an outcome laden name. So it needs to have a name that really represents the value of them showing up. So that an example might be with Cindy, for example, if she's helping mortgage industry professionals profit, then she might name it like the profit first, break your profit barrier discovery session. Like if that's the name, and we want the outcome in the name. So why would someone take the time to speak with you? Well, in her case, I don't remember the exact name, but this is just an example, and I want you to model this for yourself. So your session needs a name. It's not called a strategy session. It's not called a discovery session. It's certainly not called a free session. And it's 1,000% not a free coaching session. And it's 20,000% not a sample session. And we can go more into why those are not the things to do. But it is something outcome laden, like a break your profit barrier mortgage industry session, or a break your profit barrier discovery session. So it has a name. The second thing right under that is it has an outcome. So sign up today, register today, or some people take an application, apply today for a break your profit barrier discovery session. And then you want to say the outcome, and you will discover the number one thing keeping you stuck from making a consistent income as a mortgage industry professional. So you want to know what the main problem is of your industry. Let's say for mortgage industry professionals, it's making a consistent income. So we're going to have that be the outcome, and you're going to discover the number one thing that's in the way from you making consistent profits as a mortgage industry professional. So now it's got a name that speaks to them. It's got a value. It's got a outcome that they want. And the third thing, so name, outcome, and value. We want to give it a value. What is an hour of your time worth? It might be, my strategy session has a $5,000 value. People pay $25,000 for the day to fly out here and coach with me for one day. So, that's really where the value lies, in getting to talk with me and have me help you see the number one thing that's holding you back, and what to do about it. So, maybe you're charging $250 an hour. So it's a $250 value. Maybe you're and if you have any questions coming up, please put them in here. I'm watching the chat, and I will be happy to answer around this. So those are the three things. And inside Monetize Your Mission, you'll see all the examples and what the other people are calling theirs and what they're doing. But that's what we did for Cindy. And from the stage, when she offered that session with her, she said, now, just for those of you who've invested in being here, so she had a reason, that's another tip, a justification. I am opening up a certain number of sessions. So if you've been peaked at your income as a mortgage industry professional, I'm going to model it for you, right? Then I highly recommend that you apply to speak with me or my team for a mortgage industry professional profit breakthrough call. The outcome of this is that we're going to dig in and we're going to assess exactly what's holding you back from having consistent profits as a mortgage industry professional, and show you exactly what to do about it. The value of this is $500 because you're here and you've already invested at this conference. We know you're a qualified, mortgage industry professional who's really investing in yourself. So you get it free if you go ahead and grab your space today. And she did that instead of just, hey, I've got these free sessions. If you want to talk, here's the link. Like, can you guys tell me if you can feel the weight of this? I need to know. Give me some interaction here. It makes me do better. Can you feel the difference of how you've seen it done, or maybe how you're doing it? And can you see why she ended up getting 103 applications, right? Yes, so good. Hi, Andrea. Andrea is one of our members inside Monetize Your Mission. And I'll tell you, one thing I'm so proud of is that Andrea was my director of operations for a decade here, before I downsized to just having the mentorship and my VIP coaching. So we built the company together. We were doing about 6 million in sales a year when Andrea when I, decided to downsize right before COVID, it was such a blessing to just have that space with my two teens were going into high school, and I just knew that's what I had built all this for. It was so I could be present. So it all worked out. But to have Andrea with her unique work back inside the mentorship, someone who saw behind the curtain and created, and still like this is the top place that she's choosing to learn. It just to me says so much about our systems and about our work. So anyway, it's super cool. I'm going to take a peek here in the chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, Beth, hi. Oh, amazing group. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. She's working on her signature talk. So Beth, when something personal disrupts your clarity, not pillow talk, right? So private advisory for high capacity individuals navigating relationship upheaval. Yep, emotional complexity or difficult decisions. Yes. So Beth, hi, it's good to see you here. And it sounds like you're supporting people when something personal disrupts their life, disrupts their clarity, right? That's what I'm getting. And of course, you are in the Monetize Your Mission mentorship. So Thursday, we can take this further. So private advisory, I like that for high capacity individuals navigating relationship upheaval. Now, that is very beautiful words. And if that is what you're finding when you do the offer communication exercise of how your person would talk, that I really need to navigate this relationship upheaval, or do they say, life is a shit show right now, and I can't even think straight. Do they say I'm having emotional complexity, or like life, my relationship feels like a shit show. I can't think straight, and I really, really need to make some decisions. So I don't know. I'm riffing, but if you look even Beth at some of the texts, listen back to some of the texts you and I have exchanged, through your participation in Monetize Your Mission, because that's where the words are. It's what you actually are saying to me. So that's one way we could up level this is using the words, because we always want to turn it into marketing speak. We think that that's going to attract people, but it's really the voice of our ideal client. And when you guys get, should you decide to take me up on my birthday special and invest in $197, when you open nail your offer, the first exercise you're going to see is the exercise that really helps you get that pillow talk down. So that would be an example. Yeah, when hope and potential isn't enough. And I see that, Beth. And like, I don't know if you want to say shit show. I'm not sure what what your ideal client is saying to you, but that's where we're going to go to work, doll, and we're going to capture that. Rockstar, do more deals equals more income, more time for your family, for sure. And inside of being able to take a look at one person that you have helped do more deals, and helped to have more income and help have more time for their family, we can extract even more that you'll be able to take to the bank. Okay. Let me see. I see. I want to show you a couple more examples. Okay. David, it's so nice to see you here. Vinny's just reminding me that you're one of his clients, and he's always sharing about you guys. I mean, I'm his client too, as you know. That's why I'm here on YouTube, and it's such a beautiful marriage, because for those of you that are out there getting on YouTube, where do we need that YouTube? Wherever you are, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever your jam. Why are we doing it? Right? Because we want to attract our ideal client. And why? Because at some point, hopefully not too far down the chain, we want to make them an irresistible offer, right? And so, having Vinny and I of Invincible Works and The Invisible Clothes, Lisa Sasevich, it's such a beautiful marriage of, someone helping get the right eyeballs and helping you get known for that thing, and then being able to have it lead back to the irresistible offer that you're ready with, that actually all that money that you invested and the time you invested to get out there, whatever the form, actually pays. And that's really what I like to impress upon you, of why, to me, everyone falsely thinks they need the big solution is more eyeballs. But if you're driving more eyeballs to a non-starter offer that's not converting, then you're just feeling really busy, really tired, really spent. And when you plug in this piece, it's like you've done 90% of the heavy lifting. This is the piece that makes it pay. This is the piece that makes all that podcasting you've done pay. This is the piece that makes all the speaking pay. This is the piece that makes all those networking events that you go to pay. And we have structures of exactly what to have set up while doing all that. So you're going to do everything you're already doing. It's just we're going to make it pay. So if that sounds good to you, jump in, lisasasevich.com/mentorship, and let's do this. Let me show you. I love this. I love it. Florida Real Estate Insider. Oh, yay. Thank you for sharing that. I want to show you two more examples. Was that valuable to understand the three things you need to get qualified sessions, right? Let me know if you're going to be able to use this. Who's going to go put this? You need to name the session, an outcome laden name. You need an outcome of what they'll get by attending the session. And you need the session to have literally, it'll say $500 value in parentheses. Who's going to put that to work? It's not hard. And don't be fooled by how simple it is, because this is what resulted in 103 strategy sessions for Cindy and for so many of our clients. Just they can't believe that they've been speaking so long and not using this. And it is a little painful at first sometimes. Let's see, am I sharing? Yes. To see, oh my God, I've been speaking for 10 years and I missed all this. We've got big name clients around here, the Brian Tracy's of the world I met 20 years ago, John Assaraf from The Secret in the personal development space. I call these guys my three kings. Bob Proctor from the real estate space, wrote Nothing Down and Multiple Streams of Income, I think. Anyway, these are all my early day clients that like promoted me to the world, and my three kings, I call them. And, they was bittersweet for them because they're like, we've been on so many stages and we never did this stuff. So it's a little painful when you first see it, but man, it's more painful if you never get there. Here's another example that I can use to give you some value for some of you who are teaching selling from stage. So the last example was Cindy. She was on a stage and offering complimentary sessions, right? This person, Jennifer Hootie, who teaches people how to create their vivid vision. So her business helps businesses and individuals create a vivid 3-year vision that their whole company can get behind. I personally have done her 3-year vision twice now. I'm on my second one. Everything has come true. And these are the kind of people you meet inside Monetize Your Mission. So it's this amazing network as well. She sold from stage direct to an offer. So instead of selling and getting a free session where she then makes the offer, she had an opportunity to get in front of her ideal audience and to actually make her pitch, her offer from stage. So they literally would go to the back of the room, fill out a form or swipe a QR code and pay. Okay. It was a $1,000 to $2,000 offer. So if you could let me know in the chat if any of you are doing that or would like some tips around that, I could drop in here. If not, I've got another example to go to in a different form. But these are all different things that people are asking me about and benefiting from. In her case, we worked on this before she said, I'm going on the stage in a week. I have a chance to sell. There's going to be about 200 people in the room, and I want to make my $1,000 offer. And she did 81 sales with her 90-minute talk. There was 230 in the room. So if anyone is interested in some tips from this, I'll take a look in the chat. Just give me a yes. And let me also see. Okay, Barb. All right. Yay. And I just want to catch up here and see if I met anything, if I missed any questions. Rockstar BDK. Okay, let's see. This is David. Okay. Hi, David. So my mission is to assist 1,000 agents to become real estate millionaires, giving them time, freedom, and location. I love that. And it's very straightforward. It's pure English. It's the way people talk. So A+ already. I can tell you've been hanging out with Vinny. And the big thing that you'll want to get started on, if I could just like wave a magic wand for anyone starting a mission like this, is the pieces of Nail Your Offer are foundational, right? Articulating this, having a system for this, and then creating that system into an irresistible offer. That would be my magic wand for you, David. Beth, okay, you heard me. Yes, yes, yes. And again, Beth, I'm not saying to use the word shit show. It's a professional client. So that's why we do the offer communication work, because we want to extract the words from your professional client that is the equivalent of what they would really say. Okay. Just looking through the chat. I heard so much about you. Thank you. I don't know if that's Ken right there, because I've heard a lot about you too. How do you, okay, wellness now for you. Love that. Um, how do you still hold the value of a 25K day when you're giving so much value for $197 a month? Oh, that's such a good question. This is exactly, and then I'll get into the stage stuff for you, Barbara. Um, so because so your unique branded system that I really want all of you to come up with, your 5-step system, because that is going to be the key to selling from stage, the key to creating a gap. So you're not giving away the whole store. We're going to show you how to, you have to have that 5-step system. It's the foundation for all of our sales systems. So when you go to create a talk, we're going to use that system when you go to, if you want to be online, whatever it is. So the value is, and people in my $197, it's $297 a month. You're just getting the $197 first month, but wouldn't matter, even if it was $500. How do I do that? It's intimacy and access. So, you guys are inside the mentorship, you're learning from what the questions of other people, you're there. And a lot of these people have been my $25,000 clients. But sometimes they know that they want to come straight out here. They want to sit on the couch where many millionaires were made with a big ocean view in my conference room upstairs. And they want my full attention for the day because they've got maybe a new unique branded system. They want me to help pick their brain and design that program that's going to be the foundation for the next 20 years. They want me to help them one-on-one for the full day, get to know their business, help them come up with the bonuses, the limiters, all the things we work on. So you could say the digital programs are the do-it-yourself. The mentorship, which is a small group training, is like a done with you, right? You can bring your work that you did and I will help you upgrade it, or I will give you the next steps to take. And the VIP one-on-one is really, it's not done for you. Like I don't take it and hand it back for you, but it's literally my full brain and your full brain on your business. It's fully on your business. And a lot of times those VIP days, we turn them into a 90-day or 6-month coaching program. And so they want that, me just on speed dial every step of the way. Hey, I'm stepping on a stage. I need the, and so it's the key, it's the same 5-step system. And this is a really important point. It's just how much intimacy and access, write that down. And that's where your price points can change. So like for some of you that are learning from Vinny in his shoot camp on how to, and it is upcoming, by the way, feel free to reach out to Invincible Works if you want to learn about it. He teaches people in a small group how to get their first video up on YouTube. That's where I started. And so, that's a small group. Now from there, some people are like, hey, I like this. I'm going to keep doing it myself. And other people like me are like, thanks for teaching me how to fish, but I want fish dinner. I want you to do it for me. So here's my, X grand a month. And if you could just do it for me and just tell me what you need from me, that's how I like to roll with this. So it's the same process that he teaches in shoot camp. If I were to do it myself, it's just done for you. The intimacy and the access is way up here versus in a small group. And then there's times where you have a large group and you may have less intimacy and access. So that's the key. And really, Wellness Now, and if you want to let me know your name, I could call you that. But that's really the key to the thing that makes that work is the foundational stuff inside of Nail Your Offer, and primarily your unique branded system, your system or process for how you get the results you get. And then you can offer that system or process in a lot of different ways, in small group training, in one-on-one, and it just has different price points based on that. Let me know if that makes sense to you, Wellness Now for you. And I really love the name you have there. It's a good program name too. Okay, Barb, thanks for waiting. Hey, we're at the top of the hour. I'm going to stay maybe another 15 or 20 minutes because I've got a couple other things I'd love to teach you. So if you can stay, great. I'm here for you guys. I generally in Monetize Your Mission, if I have the time and there's a few more questions than I got to, usually I'll be like, okay, this is the official end. But, if you really have a burning question then I can stick around another 15 minutes. I'm not counting hours or minutes. I'm counting transformation. That's what we do around here. Okay, so just a reminder, let me see. I want to go back to Barb. I promised I would share a little bit. The two things I still want to share with you, plus any questions you have, is if you want to make an offer from stage direct to a sale, I want to give you some tips on that. And then I have also an example of someone who used a free online challenge to get people into the free online challenge. Then they went to strategy session, and she ended up doing a 40K month from that. And for some of you who are like, wait, how can this work if I'm not teaching people how to make money, right? I'm teaching people how to talk to their animals, or I'm teaching people how to get fit. So I probably can't charge those big high ticket rates. Well, stay tuned. If you can stick around another 15 or 20 minutes, I will show you. So Jennifer, let me go back here. Here we are. Okay. Sorry, I'm rolling all around, forgetting that you are seeing the screen. I apologize if I made you nauseous. Okay. So if you just final invitation here, for any of you that had the top of the hour scheduled, jump in. I want to tell you from a mindset perspective, if you're feeling the pull and you don't jump in, I want you to pay, if what you get out of today is this, then mwah, I want you to notice your own process. If you're feeling the pull, you love it, you know it's what you need, but you're telling yourself, well, I have this other festival I need to go to, or I've got this other training, or I need to do this thing with my kids, or first I need to do X before I can. And here's my question for you. Answer it just with your own truth. Are you seeing that from the people who are wanting to buy from you? So do you have a bunch of people that are like, I need what you have and I need to do it later because I have these other things that I need to get it usually sounds something like they need to get their ducks in a row, or, and see if you're doing that. And I only give that gift to you. I call it business karma because it has been so helpful for me. There's been times where I was having that supposed to be $1 million online launch. We're selling our Speak to Sell program. We'd have 500 people in it at $2,000. I mean, you know how to do all this, right? And so there's been times where like the needle wasn't moving. People weren't registering. And I started to do the man in the mirror exercise, the business karma exercise. This is a mindset piece for all of you that might feel a little blocked with your sales. And I looked and I said, what is it that I might be doing that's keeping people from getting to a clear decision? And I looked at my calendar, and you know what I saw, guys? A whole bunch of let's do lunch, a whole bunch of like, I'll get back to you. I've replied maybe to the Evite. I'm going to let those people know, first I have to do that. I was a maybe and undecided, and I'll let you know, I'll get back to you in like 40 places. It was just, the kids were coming up on high school, end of year. There was just like all the good reasons. They were real, just as yours are, right? It wasn't anything bad. But I went in and I cleaned them up. I either said no or I committed. I just got all the maybes out. And, sure enough, we look and the cart starts flowing. People are deciding. Now, this may or may not match with your belief systems, but there's no cost to try it on. I'm not charging you anything to go look in your life. So if you're sort of a maybe, or maybe I'll do it later, or let me think about it, or let me do the research, just look and see, is that what you're hearing from the people that need you? And you could do an experiment if you wanted to, jump in, make a decision, participate, and then see what happens around you with all the fence sitters for your work. So that I'm just telling you what works for me. And that's what I do, right? I just share what's worked for me. I remember another time where we were getting a bunch of returns. I couldn't figure out why. We never get returns. People love our stuff. I mean, we've been doing this a long time, got it pretty dialed. And all of a sudden returns. And I'm just like, what is it? I'm looking at all these technical things that, listening to all these experts. I open my trunk and there is 3 things for Nordstrom's to go back. Wait, this is some time ago when I had this realization, probably a decade, and a whole bunch of Amazon returns. And my trunk was just full of returns. And I went, oh, okay, look no further. Maybe I need to be a little more conscious about my decisions. And when I commit. I even had some things I was wanting to see if I can get my money back and get out of. And so I cleaned that up. I made the decision. I returned it. I kept it. I was more conscious going forward that there is a business on the other side. And then our return rate just like magically went back to almost 0. So this is something you guys can do. It's kind of my like parting gift for you today. And these are the kind of things we always have a mindset experiment every month for you to do. I think last month it's called Assume the Throne. For those of you that haven't like fully owned what you're the king or queen of, and you're waiting for someone to knock on the door and say like, wow, you're the best person at real estate and helping people get their life back. And I just want to give you the crown. It ain't going to happen. So we had a whole mindset thing about exactly some different ways to assume the throne. But for you today, it's really man in the mirror. If you are finding people are lagging on buying, notice your own buying process and then change it. So that's my invitation. Jump in. Sometimes people do this with my $25,000 program. They're like, I'm going to jump in because I want high ticket clients. And you know what? That might sound like some kind of sales tactic, but before we even have our first coaching call, they're like, Lisa, you're not going to believe it. I closed a $5,000 client, like the call after I jumped into your thing. I'm like, I know that's what happened to me. So my very first time I invested, I mean, we were putting my then husband through medical school. I had a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old. I went to a seminar. The woman offered $100,000 offer from stage. And I was like, oh my God, we don't have the money. I mean, we're sharing a car. We're living in Arizona. I don't know anyone. I've got 2 babies. And you know what? I did it. I scraped it together and I did that coaching program. I was like, borrowed and begged and used some little bit of inheritance my mom had left me that I was saving 20 years for the right thing. And 7 months later, I made a $100,000 offer from my stage. I said yes to her offer, felt it, did it, hung around her, got the vibe. And 7 months later, I was making $100,000 offers, and we went from 87,000 a year in sales to 2.2 million in sales by investing in myself. So I believe in it. I'm a convert. Okay, I want to keep my promise to Barb and any of you. That would like to know some secrets for selling from stage. So this is Jennifer. She had 230 people in the room. She came on to Monetize Your Mission. Again, the link is here if you want to go ahead and grab your seat. This is my birthday special to you to save $100 off of our lowest rate, so $197. Watch for Nail Your Offer. It will open today. You can get started. And if you ever can't make the calls, they're recorded. And if you ever want to ask me a question in between our calls every 2 weeks, there's a community place where the questions go straight to me. Everybody sees them. You ask, I answer. So you really do have tons of access, whatever you need, plus our community. So Jennifer said, she'd been studying with me a long time, but she just felt like she was missing something, but she couldn't put her finger on it. So I asked her what she was selling. She shared the package around her, getting your vivid vision clear. And she shared her 5-step system that she had been using for years since she worked with me. And this will be true for a lot of you who maybe have done some of this work with me, been around a long time, or with others, or sort of figured it out on your own to some level. So she showed me her 5-step system. And I said, okay, Jennifer, this has been working for you for a long time. We're going to upgrade it. So we're going to take your 5-step system. And what we want to do now is I wanted to upgrade it between you and I in her mind. I wanted her to remember that these steps aren't just some way to describe make your intangible tangible, that each one of them is like a very powerful and important step to the transformation that the client is getting. So we looked at each of the steps and we up-leveled what she was calling each of the steps. Now, this is like 201. If this was a college, 101 is just getting the steps and naming the system. But once you've done that, then we can start doing 201 and 301 work, which is why people stay in mentorship, because it just keeps getting better and you convert better. And your audience grows, and it's called an upward spiral. It's all happening. So we went back and we looked at each name of her step on the mentorship, and we upgraded the languaging to be even more outcome rich, and which you can do after you've used your system a while, because now you've been listening to your clients, they've been buying your system, and you have more intel than you had when you first created it. So we upgraded the way she spoke of each step. And then this is like $1 million secret, you guys. So listen close and write it down. Don't rely on your chat note taker to get this one. I want you to write it down. For each step, I had her I gave her homework. Sometimes I do that with the mentorship. And I had her write down the cost of not having that step. Now, any of you, if you're here and you'd like to give yourself a raise in any way, write it down. What is the cost of not having your work? And in her case, what is the cost of not having that one step? So, for example, if she had a step on there that was about um, painting your vision around your time, and she said, "What's the cost of not having a clear vision around your time?" And the cost is that you're not in charge of your schedule's in charge of you. And I am her client, and I can say that that is what I experienced. And when I heard that part of me being in charge of my schedule versus my schedule being, let me, people say, people say to you, can you come to this? And you say, let me check my schedule, as if your schedule is going to give you permission. We all do it, right? But there's an energy you can have with your schedule that you're in charge of it. It's a book you wrote. Somebody else, you're the author. And so we gave each one of her steps a sort of a subtitle of the cost of not having that step. And then we poured it into the Speak to Self formula, and she got this result that you see here. So, $80,000 plus in sales from her stage talk. So that was it. It was a simple tweak. She already had her unique branded system, but being on the mentorship and having those two tips, she just came to the stage with a whole new energy. All right. And there's one other example I want to share with you, Kimberly. But before I do that, hi again. Just checking the chat here. Lisa, Kat, this is from Dr. Katja. I met you years ago and your message popped back into my awareness now. Perfect timing as I was planning a launch to celebrate 1 year anniversary of your spiritual curriculum book. Awesome. I mean, I so always wish when people are doing these launches, they're usually like, oh, I wish I had you sooner. I wish I had you before I wrote the book. There's so much I would have seeded in. We teach seeding, how to create hunger and desire without being pushy or salesy. So all those tools. So I'm so glad you're back. I hope to see you in mentorship. Really, guys, if you can just invest the time of putting your offer front and center for a year, you won't believe the skills that you learn, and all the things you're already doing will contribute to actually having the actions you take pay. When you're not focused on your offer, you're doing all these things. You're like, I'm starting my podcast, I'm doing my YouTube channel, I'm posting regularly on Instagram, I'm going to conferences, I'm doing podcasts, I have one or I'm speaking on them. And you feel like you're really busy. Your calendar's bricked and you're moving a lot, but I call it jumping up and down. And what happens when you focus on the offer and you put the pieces in place that we do is you're still moving, but it's forward momentum. And so that's really the shift that we want to make, is that all the things you're doing is paying. Yes, yay, Dr. Katcha, I'll be watching for you. There's an orientation when you get in, by the way, a Monetize Your Mission orientation. And if you can watch it at whatever fastest speed you want, but it just gives you so much context for your offers that is literally immediately useful. This isn't something where you have to do the whole thing and then get some value. Like today, you can go put the things we've taught in place right away. Okay. If anyone else wants a last shot at sharing with me what your challenge is with your offer or what you'd like to get out of being in Monetize Your Mission, any questions you have, this is the time to put it in the chat. Questions you have about it, what you'd like to get out of it, what you're working on. I'd so much rather be speaking to you directly than hypothetically. This is definitely the way to get the most juice from me, is give me some real tangible piece that would make a difference for you. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to share one more tip, one more before the door. We'll go back to the page at lisasasevich.com/mentorship. That's where you register, where you save the $100 and get the first month for $197. Again, no contract. You can cancel anytime. Oh, and I even have something where if you just need to pop in for the first 30 minutes and get a question answered and leave, you don't have to stay for the whole 90 minutes. Most people do. There's just so much value. They consider it their sales meeting for the week. But you can just pop in, ask your question, and go. And that is not bad form on our campus. I seriously will just want you to be out there and ready and confident with your offer, and for you to really know that they're truly irresistible. Now, Kimberly, she's been in my $100,000 mastermind in the past. Same with her daughter, Rosetta. The Happy Black Woman is her brand, Rosetta's brand. Her daughter did my $100,000 mentorship. And then she told her mom, Kimberly, and Kimberly came and did it. And they are both in mentorship, and they show up for all the calls. Some of you may know Jonathan Christian if you're from the days of old in the mastermind. He showed up on Monetize Your Mission. He was down to about 20,000 a month. And within, I think, 2 or 3 calls, he was back to $70,000 a month as an agency who helps people with their social media and such. Just the way he was positioning and packaging and thinking about his own offer had really slid down since he got away from the practice of focusing on the offer. So this is, you'll see this with your own eyes when you jump into mentorships. I can't wait to see you inside. So the last person is, I wanted to use an example. And again, I will pause here for any of your specific questions. So I'm watching the chat. If there's anything you want my eyes on in the next 15 minutes, let me know. So Kimberly was had already worked with me, but she was doing something new that she hadn't done while we were together, and that was an online challenge where you have, like, 5 to 7 days of content. People are opting in. It's free. It's kind of like a replacement of a webinar or a masterclass, but it's become very popular in the last like 5 years to do these challenges. So she was having women join her online challenge. Now she specializes in helping women over 50, like me, prep to get on stage. Not like me. I want to get on stage, but not in a bikini. So for her, they're fitness competitors, women over 50 who want to get on stage and be in their best shape of their life and fitness and compete in fitness. And she wanted to get qualified free sessions, strategy sessions from her challenge. So a lot of times when it wasn't working the way she wanted, so she brought it to the mentorship and said, hey, this is what I'm doing. It's not quite working. I'm not getting the opt-ins. And so if she doesn't get the women joining the free challenge, she's not going to get the strategy session. She's not going to get the sale. So we have to fix it upstream and fast. And, the thing is, it's very easy. As it says here, she didn't need a new funnel. Like, people think, oh my God, I need a whole new offer. I need a new funnel. I need new video. And they go tearing everything apart, when really there's just a few corrections to the positioning in most cases and the offer that can just change the game. And so what we did is, instead of having her, and this is an important tip, we use this for Speak to Sell, we use this for challenges. Instead of going through your whole 5-step system and giving a sample, a little piece of each, which a lot of you are doing when you talk on stage, that just leaves people all filled up. They never really get a true depth of value. And if they do, then they think they have the whole thing. They really don't need you. Versus what we did with Kimberly and what we do when we're helping you put your stage talks together is we picked one piece. This is why we organized into a 5-step system. We picked one piece of her system that we could really go deep on. Instead of trying to give them a little tidbit from all 5, we picked one piece. I think in her case, she focused on, I think it was the diet, which is one of her steps. She's got like the stage posing, the diet, the workout, and 2 other things. And that's her 5-step system. And so I think it was the diet. And we went really deep on that for the challenge. So every day she talked about that. And then when it came to making her offer, she could show that as much as they have in the diet, that if they speak to her, she's going to show them the other steps of the system that they need, and really identify where the needle movers would be for that specific woman. So, she had, let's say, a contest prep winner, a contest winner strategy session, something named for the outcome. We taught this earlier today, right? She had the outcome, as you'll find out, where you are versus where you want to be winning the contest, and what is in the way of that, exactly what to do about it. And then she gave it a value, and she offered that, and she got enough sessions and enough conversations. I think it was a $5,000 offer that she had 8 sales. This is close, and made over $40,000 from her free challenge. And certainly when she showed up in mentorship, she was not on track to have that result. So for her $297 a month, in her case, she didn't have the special you have. She definitely, gets her money back over and over. But it's because, like Dr. Katja today, like Betsy, like some of you, like Beth, she's bringing the questions, she's coming, she's listening, she's applying. And that's really the thing. This isn't something to add time of something else you have to do in your life. It's not about listening and now you got to go do the work. It's a working meeting. It's like we're in the same company and we're all talking about revenue production and how to make a bigger difference. And, you're bringing it to the team and you're getting coaching. And so this isn't to cost you time. It costs you to not do this, because every time you go do an activity that's not doesn't have a direct path reverse engineered to your offer, you're paying. You're paying with your time, you're paying with, the lack of result that it could be. And so, that's the game here, is to really plug this in like you just hired the best deal on the planet on a top level sales mentor for your company. Um, okay, so anyway, she got clear positioning. We positioned it around one thing instead of a sample of all five of her things. It created that beautiful gap of them wanting the rest. It created them wanting the sessions, and it created them her getting the sale. And the beautiful part is, so there's 305 women in the challenge. 8 of them, let's say, maybe 20 of them spoke to her. 8 of them bought the $5,000 offer. She made 40 grand. And what's beautiful is there's another 297 women, right? 305 minus 8 that we get to market to for a group lower ticket offer. So they can come into her mentorship like mine. She's got her own version. And so this is only the tip of the iceberg. That I know her now. She's in Monetize Your Mission. So she comes back and we're like, okay, you got 8 sales, you made your 40K month. Now, what are we going to do with the other 297 women? I mean, literally said that to her. And we crafted a plan for now how she's going to monetize that for the next month. So we want to squeeze the orange. Okay, so that is what I've got for you. I'll take a pause, a little breath here, and see if there's anything else you have for me. All right. Yeah. So what is it costing you what is it costing your clients to not do your work? Right. I mean, for some of you that are in health and wellness, it could be costing them their vitality, their mental abilities. In some cases, for some of my clients, it could be costing the client their life to not have your advice. And this work works across the board, regardless if you're helping people make money or you're helping people look and feel their best, or you're helping them with their mindset breakthroughs to get to the next level. This is the specific work for you. Hi, Jamie. So good to see you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's our offer for you today. I hope you find it as irresistible to work with me as I do to work with you. Again, I think that the best, most beautiful thing I could do on my birthday is to honor my own gifts, and being able to contribute them to you today, the day before my birthday, is that. And at the same time, give you the opportunity to honor your gifts and invest in your gifts at the next level. Come on in. The water's fine. It's the investment is hopefully doable and easy for you to jump into. You will get Nail Your Offer 101, our $500 digital course, open today. It is the foundation for everything we talked about today. So if I mentioned it today around picking your own brain, around having the clarity to speak the words, to say what you do, around using pieces that make the offer irresistible, bonuses, limiters, all of that, those pieces are all the foundations that you'll find in Nail Your Offer. My hope, and what usually happens, is people get in and they would never think of not having Lisa in their pocket, and they stay. But if for any reason that is not your choice, you just reply to any of our emails that you'd like to complete, and we'll let you finish up the month that you paid for, and then we'll take you out of the program. And one last thing, since I see so many beautiful friends here that have worked with me in the past, if you have purchased courses with us in the past before, our digital courses, when you're in mentorship, we reopen those for you. So if you bought Speak to Sell or Event Profit Secrets or Teleseminar, Webinar Sales Systems, High Ticket Selling, any of the courses years ago, as long as you're staying in membership, we reopen the courses that you've already bought. You also get $1,000 off of any course you might want to invest in the future, as long as you're in mentorship. So there's a lot more perks. You'll see them all there. I'll go ahead and post it one last time, lisasasevich.com/mentorship. And that's really what I have for you today. You're so welcome, Dr. Katja. And I'm so happy that you're able to use what you have today. And keep in mind, the mindset piece here. I'll give you one more. We talked about be the client you want to attract, right? We talked about if you're getting returns in your business, look and see if you've got a trunk full of returns. Maybe there's some adjusting to do. And I'd say for the last mindset piece, we have something that we also have worked on inside the mentorship called heart versus head. And one of the reasons we do all this, we go through the trouble, we do as the service provider, as the coach, as the mentor, we do all these things to hit the markers so that people can say yes. Of course, we're a business and we're doing it so that we can help people and so that we can profit. But we also do it because for the person you're meant to help, they likely need assistance going from their heart to their head, or it really from their head to their heart. So the heart, it has no questions. Your heart already knows, like, I'm here for a reason. I took this time that I need Lisa's help. Your heart knows. Then your head gets in the way and goes, wow, I've done programs before and I didn't really show up. And how do I know this is going to work for me? And I'm not teaching people how to make money, so I'm not sure. And your head will give you all the reasons to just stay where you're at. And so, why we craft an irresistible offer, why I give you immediate access to a $500 program, why, I'm there and you're able to ask questions not just during the coaching calls, but also 24/7 in our community. And you'll get direct answers from me, not a bot, from me, is because I want to flip the switch and keep you in your heart, because your heart has no question. It knows, right? And your head really doesn't have the answers. If you look at the things that you've done in your life where you look back and you're like, oh my God, that was so wild. I can't believe I did that. And it's your memories. It's your deathbed memories, the sweet ones. It's the times where you like took a leap. You weren't planning on it. When I registered for that $100,000 mastermind with two toddlers in tow and a husband in medical school, trust me, my head was not all about it, but my heart was like, I will stay a best kept secret forever if I don't do something that's a stretch, right? I mean, for some of you, maybe it's not the mentorship. Maybe you want to reach out. I'll go ahead and put it here in the chat. Support at theinvisibleclose.com, support, or you can reply to any of our emails. Maybe you want VIP work. Maybe you want to come out for the day. You want my eyes on your offer. You want to get all this built, and you just know that $25,000 investment, that you're going to make $1 million with it. You know yourself. That was me. I was like, I'm going for the highest program because I know myself. If I invest at a painful level, I'm going to do the work. That's just how my machine works. So, we have different levels of investment and intimacy and access available for your work here. Today, for my birthday, it's $197 to join me in the Monetize Your Mission mentorship. That'll give you your first month. After that, if you choose to continue, it goes to $297 a month. That's still our new member rate, and you never go up to $397 a month as long as you stay in mentorship. So that's what's on the table. But if you want to discuss something, more customized and more VIP, now the cat's out of the bag. You have an idea of, the investment, and really, I'm myself, my team, Angela, Vinny, we're here for you for what would serve you best. So just thank you so much for letting me see myself in you today. Thanks for the work that you do and for caring so much. And see if I missed anything. Oh, thank you, Jamie. And you're welcome, Katja. And I'll look forward to seeing you all. If you can make it this Thursday, let me make sure I say it right. Check my own calendar before this Thursday, the 16th, we'll have our first mentorship call. If you can make it, great. It's at noon Pacific for about 90 minutes. You just go ahead and register today and you'll get all the details. If you can't make it, go ahead and register today. You'll get the playback. We are this month, I forgot to tell you, we're learning, there's always a topic that we can talk about anything, but I always teach for about 20, 30 minutes. And we also put it inside of our Thinkific learning portal. And this month's topic is positioning yourself with your speak to sell talk title and your expert title. So it's, what are you calling your talk so that it really entices your ideal audiences to book you? And what are you calling yourself? Like, I'm the queen of sales conversion, right? You don't have to be director of marketing or COO. We're entrepreneurs. We can make up what goes on the door. So what are you calling yourself? And those positioning pieces are really like the little deep dive focus for the month. And for the next 3 months, it's all going to be about one-to-many offers, speaking from stages, speaking from webinars, getting out there with your offers, be it for strategy sessions or for direct to sale. We talk about both. Or for your free gift, you're just looking for followers right now, that's fine too. And so for the next 3 months, they're really what we call speak to sell focused. on helping you get out there and make your offer to more than one person at a time. So it's a great time to join, which is also part of my motivation for this. So the deadline is tomorrow. I recommend if you're here, you just go ahead and click the link and get yourself registered right now. And I'll be excited to see who I get to work with, get you out of the chat and into the mentorship after today. All right. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you, Vinny, for all of your support. And any last questions? Going once, going twice. You can always ping me on Instagram or reply to any of our emails if you have a specific question, and we'll be watching for you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See my beautiful roses from my honey. I feel so blessed. All right. Blessed to have you all here. Take care. Bye bye.